What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Scorpio sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st, then you are a Scorpio sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the month ahead for the month of September for all my Scorpio sun sign friends. This spread is going to take a look at the past, present, future energies around you, as well as what you should hold on to and let go of in the month ahead, as well as what lessons and obstacles you're likely to face in September. So it's going to be a very eye-opening spread designed to give you the best knowledge and understanding of the upcoming month. Remember, this is the general overall reading, and not everything's going to apply to everybody in a specific way. So if you do want a reading that's tailored just for you, where I tap into your energies, then head on over to my Etsy shop. The link is in the description and in the card, and you can peruse those and see if the reading strikes you. Let me introduce you to my crystal allies. I got my sodalite sphere here, which I keep with me on my tarot table for every reading. And I also today brought carnelian. This is a carnelian sphere, and this crystal resonates with the bottom three chakras, and it's great for injecting some energy and passion into things, and that's what we need today. We need energy and passion, so that's why I got those here. We're going to be using the Hobbit Tarot. This is a tarot deck based on Tolkien's The Hobbit novel, but you don't have to be a fan of the novel to get a lot from this deck, so we will be using that today. And if you would please give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Scorpio sun signs in the month of September? Interesting. That did strike me as it wanted to be seen, so we'll just take a look at this now. Ace of Cups, huh? Is there a new emotion on the horizon, Scorpio friends? We will see. Ace of Cups wanted to be seen, so maybe September is going to be a time for some new energy coming in. That's the first impression I'm getting here in this reading. New energy for Scorpios. I'm a Scorpio sun sign myself, so I always love to do the Scorpio readings because it gives me insight into my life as well. So that should do it. We'll cut the deck and we'll deal out 8 cards. Alright, and while we are at it, we're going to go to the Earth Magic Oracle, and we're going to ask the Earth Magic Oracle what message it has for Scorpio sun signs in the month of September. What is the message for Scorpios in September? And we're going to take a look at that card at the end. Alright, so I'm seeing some interesting cards here. We got a couple of 10s showing up, a 9, and some major arcana. So what we'll do is we'll look at these cards individually, and then we'll see what they have to say as a whole. The first card we're going to look at is this one here. Then this card represents the energies of last month, so the energies of August. And we've got the Hermit. I get the feeling that August was a time for a lot of us to kind of spend time with ourselves. Yes, there was some social events and social activities, but for the most part, I do get the feeling that maybe, if not physically, more so emotionally, a lot of us were kind of split off from the rest of the group. You know what I mean? We're kind of doing our own thing, not really sharing ourselves too much, getting very introspective and trying to learn more about the self. So August didn't seem like a huge month for expressing ourselves. It was more of a month for looking inward and trying to understand the self a little bit better. And you know, maybe some of this has some negative connotation to it, whereas we were trying to hide from the world. Definitely do feel that a little bit, but I think most of us were using that time productively to understand ourselves better and get in touch with our inner being. So August seemed like a kind of a quiet month. Not too much going on, and kind of withdrawing into the self. This card here represents the energies of now, the present moment, and we've got the Six of Coins. Oh, okay. I'm not really getting the sense of giving or receiving. This is more about both. This is more about opening the channels to allow. I do feel that maybe some of us were on either end of the spectrum heretofore, where as we were giving more than we were receiving, or we were receiving more than we were giving. And I think right now there's beginning to be a balance. I think things are starting to go into balance. So if you've been taking more than you've been giving out, I feel that a lot of you are going to start giving more. You're going to feel like giving more, and you're going to realize that it's your duty to give more at this time. If you're on the other end of the spectrum and you feel like you've been giving a lot, then now is probably the time for you to receive and allow the universe to give back to you. So yeah, I get the feeling that most of us are on one side of the spectrum, one side or the other. So try to figure out which side you've been on, and I think you'll start to realize that you feel like it's time for more balance. It's time for you to do what will balance out that type of energy. So definitely a time of equilibrium right now. This card here represents the energies of the next month, the energies of September. We've got the Ten of Wands. And I see us heading for a little bit of gloom. Not a negative gloom, like it's going to be sad, but I do feel like, the Ten of Wands is about just being exhausted, really. Just having so much going on in our lives and just finally saying, enough's enough, I need a break, I need a rest. And I think that could happen for a lot of us. Not all. Remember, this is a general overall reading, so not everything's going to apply to everyone. But I do feel like that September is going to be time for a lot of us to just finally take a rest. Maybe it's going to be the culmination of a lot of activities that have been draining our energy, and finally we're going to be getting to the point where we're like, whew, I can't do that anymore. It's time for a break. This could manifest in a whole number of ways in your life, so I can't really speculate exactly how this is going to manifest into your life. Maybe you'll find that it's time to quit a hobby. Maybe it's time to take a vacation from work, or take a vacation from yourself. I don't know. It depends, really. Depends on you. So I do feel like September is going to be a time where it's just enough's enough. It's going to all culminate into us having to take a break, basically, from whatever it is you need a break from. All right, this card here represents what to hold on to in the month of September. We've got the Four of Coins. All right, I think a focus on finances is what's needed here in the month of September. I do feel like a lot of us have been working very hard, hence the Ten of Wands here and the Six of Coins, and it's the time for us to get paid off, I feel like, and so a good eye on money management will help you out in this month of September. Don't be afraid to accept money. Don't be afraid to save money and be a little bit thrifty with your money. Just because, I do feel like money is just such a cyclical thing. It comes and it goes. And the cards are saying that in September, you really need to hold on to it. So try not to make any huge expenses in September. Try not to spend lavishly, because I don't know what is in store in the future. But this Ten of Wands is a little ominous, and I'm not really sure what it means for you exactly. So just to be on the safe side, definitely save some money this September so that you're prepared for whatever comes your way. Maybe nothing will come your way, hopefully, that requires a big financial input. But in case it does, I would say hold on to your money and just don't splurge too much if you can avoid it. This card here represents what is your biggest obstacle in the month of September. We've got the Ten of Cups. Usually the Ten of Cups is nothing but, positive message. It's just positivity beaming from this card. But if I go into this card now, I do feel like this guy, this elf here, is a little bit morose. He looks like a little down on his luck. And I think what this card is trying to say is that our biggest hurdle is going to be feeling happy, even though we have all the reason in the world to be happy, yet a lot of us will just not be happy. right? Take a look at your life, take stock of your life, and you'll realize that you've got everything you need to be emotionally happy. But still, there's something that's, is tugging at our heartstrings, right? Something that's telling us that we're not happy now. And I think that's going to be the biggest obstacle is, remaining positive and happy, especially when things are just going well. And we just can't accept that. We just don't want to accept that things are going great. Things could be going better, sure, but things are going great. And we need to be happy for that. Rather than focusing on the negative side of what we're missing, what we're lacking, right? So I think that's going to be an obstacle, is staying positive, even when positive things are happening in our life, which is a strange thing. But Scorpios, we can do it. We can find a reason to be sad. Okay, that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting over that. Okay. This card here represents what to let go of in the month of September. We've got the Death card, the card of Scorpio. And I think the message I'm getting is let's try to stay away from your normal, habitual ways of doing things, right? I think a lot of the time, most of us have a lot of negativity in our fields, and we'll respond to things with negativity. And that'll be our conditioned response. We see a thing, and we always respond the same way to that thing, and it's always negative. And I think that this card is suggesting that we need to let go of that a little bit this month, right? Scorpios, we have a tendency to sometimes see the negatives in things a lot. And this card is saying, maybe that's not the best thing for us this month. Maybe this month we need to stay positive. All right, we have a Ten of Wands event here that's going to test us, and we need to stay positive in the face of that, because we're dictating our own realities. And if you've created a reality heretofore that you're not happy with, then maybe something needs to change. You can't do the same thing and expect different results. So let's get out of that negative way of thinking and viewing change as negative. I know a lot of us can do that as well. We view change as negative all the time, no matter what the change is. You could say, I won $10 million in the lottery. Oh, but now I got to pay taxes, right? It's focusing on the negative that kind of brings us down. And this card is suggesting that we forget that. We leave that behind. We change our ways in the month of September. All right, this card here represents the energy of the people around us. Just a reminder that this card represents the energy of the people in our lives as a whole. Of course, individuals are going to have different types of energies. But as a whole, the people in your life are going to embody that Nine of Swords. And this is kind of, I'm getting a lot of 9s, 10s here. Exhaustion, basically. And this is more mental exhaustion. This is more people imposing their negative ideas upon you, and it happens so subtly, right? And people can infect us with negative ego thoughts just so subtly. We don't even realize it. They're not even realizing it. They're not even intending it, but it does happen. And this card is saying that the people in our life are going to do that a lot, whether it's intentional or not this month. I think there's going to be a little bit of negativity in the people around you, and they're going to kind of try to infect you. And again, not necessarily intentionally, but just negative ideas that you might agree with, and then you say, yeah, he's right, that is a negative thing. And then you just you've taken on that person's energy, you've added your own negative energy to it, and now it's a big thing, and now it becomes a belief system, and then your whole belief system is based on the thought of some other person. That's crazy, right? So let's avoid that if we can in the month of September, okay? All right, this last card here represents the biggest lesson that Scorpios have to learn in the month of September, and we've got the Three of Swords. Dun, dun, dun. The Three of Swords is about heartbreak. It's about disappointment. It's about things not going the way we planned it. And that's going to be our lesson here, guys, is we're going to have to remain fluid, liquid. We're going to have to remain malleable. We're going to have to be able to react, respond, and change. It seems like life is going to throw some curveballs in our way, especially in September. And the lesson is, how are we going to respond to it? Are we going to allow disappointment to infect us? Look at it this way. We have a plan, and we have this vision for how we want things to go, and then the universe says, no, things are not going to go that way. And our first instinct is, failure, sadness, disappointment, right? We didn't get what we wanted. But I guarantee you guys, the universe is not going to give you something that's not beneficial. So we're just basically saying to the universe, I have no trust in you. I think things should go the way I want them to go. And we don't realize that that challenge or whatever that the universe has placed in front of us is helping us. It's beneficial. And we'll see it negatively, and we'll respond negatively to it, and we'll treat it as a negative thing. And that's what it will become, when the reality is it's just the universe's way of giving us what we need rather than what we want. Okay, so that's going to be our lesson, is to accept what the universe throws at us and look at it in a positive way rather than negatively. All right, looking at these cards as a whole now that we've seen the progression, a weird progression here, moving from August to September. I get the feeling that we're coming out of sort of a shell almost, and we're moving towards a place of wanting to give and receive. But I do feel like we're going to get shut down a little bit in the month of September. Something is going to happen, not necessarily an event, but it could just be a culmination of energies that leads to some type of exhaustion, some type of fatigue, some type of just needing a break. So I do feel like we're going to come to a head in September as far as needing a break, and that's great. If you feel like you need a break, please take a break. Do not overwork yourself. Do not overstress yourself. Take that break if you feel like you need it in September. Don't ride it out. Okay, that's not going to help you. What to hold on to is kind of be a little bit thrifty with your money. The future is very uncertain, I feel like, for Scorpio, and we want to make sure that we have plenty of cushion, basically, just in case something comes up. I'm not saying something will come up. I'm just saying it's good to have it. And if nothing comes up, then you've got spending money, right? So, or saving money, whichever way you want to look at it. But hold on to your money. Be a little bit thrifty this month, just to make sure. What's gonna be holding us back? The obstacle is we gotta remain positive, my friends. Maybe things aren't gonna work out just the way you want, but you gotta stay positive. You gotta realize how grateful you should be. Realize how much you have. Realize how much the universe is supporting you. Realize how much friends and family are supporting you. And look at the bright side. Look at the positive aspect of things, because that's all there is. I mean, if you look at the negative aspects, you're just creating negativity for no reason. So don't do that. What to let go of is kind of break out of the old ways. You know, if you constantly are responding to something negatively, it's time to change that and start looking at the other side. And the fact that this is the card of Scorpio really tells me that we need to break away from our old patterns, Scorpio friends, and start we don't have to live up to the Scorpio appearances that necessarily, okay? You have every right within you to change and be who you want to be. And if you want to be a positive person, that is your prerogative, and you should embrace it, okay? The people around us, not going to be necessarily the most beneficial things in our lives this month. Of course, a few individuals will, but as a whole, I do think people are going to be kind of trying to infect us with some negativity, trying to unload some of their negativity onto us so that we have to deal with it rather than them, which is not fair. And be sure that you're not doing that to other people as well. But protect your energy and you will be fine. And the biggest lesson is disappointments are going to happen. It's just part of life, okay? And depending on how you look at your disappointments is going to determine what these disappointments truly are. They could be learning experiences, they could be opportunities, or they could be obstacles. It's up to you, and it's entirely based on how you see them. So let's remain positive in September in the face of whatever adversity we face. Don't worry about it. Everything's going to work out, all right? All right, so the last card we're going to look at here is the Earth Magic Oracle. We asked it what message it had for Scorpio sun signs in the month of September, and we have, Shaman. Ancient healing wisdom. I think this goes with the general idea of this spread. And this card to me is about going within and healing the inner body. If you compare a medical doctor to this shaman here, the medical doctor is going to look at the symptoms and then treat the symptoms and then wait for the symptoms to reappear. The shaman is going to dive deep into the emotional body and figure out why you've created these symptoms, why you've manifested this illness or disease or discomfort. And he's going to heal that on an energetic level so it doesn't happen again. And this is what we need to do, Scorpios. Rather than going through life on a whim and allowing the whims of change to blow us in different directions, this card is about taking responsibility for your healing, your own healing, and healing the inner shadow aspects of yourself in order to make your outer world more vibrant, more positive, more uplifting. And the way you're going to do that is to shift to an energy of positivity. Stop allowing negative events to influence you, and stop allowing negative ideas to become beliefs. And I think if you can do that, I think you're going to be just fine. You're on your way to healing. We all are. We're on different paths, but I think the path this month is for some a change to positivity. Is kind of the theme that I'm getting here. So inner healing necessary, and it's part of life. We gotta heal. Okay. So that is the reading for Scorpios. I hope you got something out of that. Remember, this is a general reading, and not everything's going to apply to everybody in a specific way. So if you want a reading tailored just for you, head on over to my Etsy shop. Link in the description, link in the card. Just click on that. I have a variety of readings that I can do for you, including this one. So go check that out. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. It lets me know that I did something right and that you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. So I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want to say about this video, please put those in the comment section below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, because I release these Tarotscope readings twice a month, and I also sprinkle in a bunch of videos in between them. So there's plenty to see, plenty to catch up on, plenty to be notified of. I'd appreciate you guys subscribing. All right, guys, that's going to be the reading for Scorpio this month. We got some healing to do, but just look at the world with positive eyes, and that is what the reflection will be. Back to you. All right, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.